This is old school RuneScape on the mobile device. I am playing on a iPhone XS and it looks gorgeous. So this is the original RuneScape that you remember. I'm not a super high level at the current point because, I just kind of got into it, but wanted to do a video on this to showcase it off pretty quickly. It doesn't matter though, because my experience with this game goes back years. I mean, I played this so much when I was younger, and I know so many other people did, especially around my age. I played with so many of my friends, and it's just so amazing to see this iconic original experience available on a mobile device. So you get a decent draw distance. It's very much reminiscent of the old school style. I bet they could probably do a bit more, but I think they really wanted to keep that iconic sort of look going. So RuneScape is one of the original MMORPGs, well, at least one of the big ones, free to play. It's just, this is a very iconic game. So many people would instantly recognize it and know it. They've revamped it since, and I still like this original style, and I know so many other people do, and that's why they've brought it back. So yeah, let's talk about the game here. So they revamped the game, the regular version, and the demand wanted it to return. Cool. So you're able to actually vote on new additions to the game when they want to do it, based on certain levels of prestige and accreditation once you get there. And then that way the game actually stays the way members and the voters want it to. It should stay classic. And they've done an amazing job of taking the original style of RuneScape and porting it to a mobile device. It's remarkable. I was given a membership for 30 days to review this sort of thing, and I'm just really blown away by it. It also has cross-platform play between desktop and basically any of the platforms you can play it. It's on iOS or Android, and, tablets, phones, whatever, and it looks really good. It looks like that original style. It's clean, it's sort of smooth, and I know it's, for newer people, it's probably like, oh, this looks kind of weird. This is the game I remember it. It's kind of like a little bit different than my mind remembers it. Visually, I think it, actually that is how I remember it visually. But just like the way some of the map layouts are, I'm like, this seems a little bit different. But then again, keep in mind, I stopped playing a long time ago. But just get a look at this absolutely massive world that you can explore. There's tons of quests, tons of things to do. Really? They have menopause? I thought that was part of the new game. Whatever. It's that classic sort of world you remember. Do they have the wilderness up there? Oh, yeah. And it's just, I don't know. It's hard to experience the feelings. Like, this is a truly nostalgic sort of thing from my childhood. It's where my Sky Captain 5 gamer tag, well, general naming system online comes from, is RuneScape, is where I made it. I wasn't able to get it, so it's actually spelled correctly, Sky Captain 5 here. This incorrect spelling way that was my name was taken. Now I don't know if that's because my old characters take it or like what, but I was like, really? Anyways, there's settings. You can adjust things like sound and chat and your control options. It's very actually intuitive how they get the entire game running here. So I'm kind of standing, but I really want to go over the features. So the top left is sort of your chatting, your communications. The bottom left are like your abilities, your combat, your religion, your sorcery, your weird dances you can pull off, clan chatting, your friends list, there's my membership details. You can see the store. Changing the name doesn't help, guys, because it's already taken. And then you've got your inventory. You see I've got the classic items. It's amazing how well and how intuitive they actually move the controls over. I do notice at times when I go to like kind of pinch and I'm doing an activity, it seems to like bug out for a second where I can't quite move, but it usually fixes itself up pretty fast. And then you can just like fight like a rat or something. Everybody's like watching, it's like, what is the guy doing? There's tons of quests. Here are my skills. You sort of level up by doing things. You get new XP, and then you increase your levels and your abilities and how powerful you are. I was a huge fire maker and woodcutter. That's what I spent a lot of my time doing. I used to play, I did have a membership at one point too. I played, like, I had decorative armor, and it wasn't powerful, but I really liked the look of it. I just remember having a fun time playing, like, Castle Wars, and just cutting trees down in Sears, and there's something that's truly just absolutely classic about this MMORPG. I mean, there's not really anything like it. Come on, kill the damn thing. I remember how, like, the combat was, where it was, like, so dynamic in the sense that, you know, a lot of the time you wouldn't do damage, or it would do damage, and you'd just be so frustrated. But it's kind of rough having to restart, because I remember having, like, all these skills and abilities, and now it's like I have just nothing again, except for my axe and my matchbox. So then there's also, like, tons of quests that you can play. I haven't really done anything. I've just been chilling, and you can get details on the quests on how to do things. Keep cutting that tree down, man. There's also all the classic music. You can play it at any point if you want. I'm gonna throw on the jingle of yesteryear, because, I mean, it's yesteryear. So then it's really intuitive, honestly. It's basic, it's simple, and it goes back to a classic style. Like, you just tap items together to do tasks, and you can create, like, bread, and you can complete quests. There's monsters to kill. There's, like, goblins and, like, zombies and creatures and all these quest lines. And then if you got food, you can cook it, but your food might not work, and you can eat your food. I shouldn't have eaten those, but whatever. You can go fishing. You can do, like, leather work. There's, like, metal work. You can smelt, and yeah, it's sort of crazy. And you'll zoom out, and it's like all these other people are playing this, and they're all killing things like cows and goblins, and it's just, it really does take me back to such a simpler time. And there's different types of trees and different things based on your level of what you're able to actually do and the XP you're able to gain. And I have so many memories of playing RuneScape. You can turn on Sprint 2, it's just like a tap, and they've really done quite a remarkable job of basically taking that whole experience that I remember on a computer and, you know, making it run on a phone. Is just, it's crazy. I want it on consoles too. I want this so bad to be on, like, Xbox and stuff. I think now is the most appropriate time. If you get it running on a phone, there's no excuse not to give this experience to console players. But look at, like, the details in the world, and it was just, at the time, this was such a big deal. And with it being free and everything, it was, I don't know, it's hard to explain just the quality of this game and the intensity of it. And there we go. I just got leveled up my my attack, so I'm a little bit stronger of an attack level and everything like that. And I hope that kind of, like, I just really want to give you a good sense of, he's the magic cow man, of what this world is. It's like funny, charming storylines, silly narratives, tons to do. Even if it's just free, like, you're not paying for the membership or anything, you're still getting an incredibly exciting world to explore and to take part in. I mean, there's so many quests and missions, and then when you get the membership, there's, like, this whole extra level of, you know, intensity to it. We're gonna go and fight this goblin. I could also be using, like, a bow right now too, because I've got bow and arrows, and you can equip that. And there's full stores to buy things from. There's kind of a natural market where people are trading. And I mean, it's kind of like a little rough around the edges, but that's RuneScape. It's just the classic RuneScape. That's just the style of it. And I've played the newer version. I did, like, the whole Menopause thing when it was available to, like, I was in a review circuit for it and everything like that. So that version actually is pretty faithful and a lot more advanced, but it's not the RuneScape that I grew up in, that I loved. And that's what this is. You know, and it's just, I think I could spend countless hours sitting here revisiting this game that I absolutely loved. Ooh, I should probably grab the bronze bolts. And, you know, watching people set fires and me creating fires, people grabbing armor, you know, maybe going to the wilderness and dying and losing everything, and going to the banks and putting stuff in the bank, and it's just, It's hard to truly describe how it feels to be able to replay something that you remember exactly how you remember, and it still being like a good experience. Like that's always the thing, is like you go and you revisit games and you're like, yeah, that is not as good as I remember it being. But yeah, this one is definitely a lot of fun. Someone else is fighting that. Well, I'll fight this goblin then. And it's just amazing that they're able to balance so many players together. Like other MMORPGs, you know, it's kind of like a hard thing to do, and this one gets it really right. And I know it's like a very simple kind of thing, watching me go around like fight goblins, and I'm just really trying to give an idea of what the game is like. And I think it's even still worthwhile if you've never played it before, because you're really playing a piece of gaming history with this one. And it's still a lot of fun. They do a really good job in the tutorial, teaching you all the aspects of it, as you're doing like some chef work. You're baking like some bread, and then you're fishing, and then you're fighting enemies. And oh look, I got some coins. And there's some technical aspects too. You can hold down on items, and you can kind of get choices for what you want to do with them, because there are a lot of dynamic elements to, you know, the game, as far as like what you can do with certain items. Ooh, I'm almost another level up. Someone left their hammer here. Oh no. And there's mines and stuff too. Let's try to see. You go fishing. I think we'll go over here to the cow area. You can also use the mini map to sort of direct your character too. You see the little tiny red arrow thing. Let's get a little bit of a running going here. I just remember doing so many like missions and stuff, and you just like you chat with NPCs, you chat with other people, and it's this whole living sort of exciting world that you can visit and do whatever you'd like in. And I think at the time, you know, there wasn't really a lot like this, you know, and I think it sort of really revolutionized free to play too, to be honest. Oh, we've got sheep. I guess you can show off the shearing of the sheep. That's one of the first things I bought were shears. Come on. Oh, they can't do the rams. I don't know what I'm thinking. Is that a ram? No, that's a sheep. And then you go and do little animation and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. I remember spending countless days after school when I was younger playing this game. Could you stop shearing all of my sheep? Jeez. There's actually a quest I'm part of right now. He keeps shearing the exact same sheep that I am shearing. Yeah, there's a quest right now where I'm supposed to grab like 20 things of wool or whatever and then spin it. I don't even remember what the spinning thing is. It's like having to relearn this whole world that I used to, like, it is, you know, your mind is kind of like picking it up. But overall, I think it runs really well. It does kind of seem a little intensive battery life wise, but on the XS, you know, it was fine, because I think I played it for an hour straight and it wasn't too demanding on battery life. But it is like a, you know, it's a multiplayer game. This is focused online. All the people fighting cows are always hilarious. And I know there's like more intense people on this that have done, like, you know, they're going to high level areas and stuff already, but it's brand new, you know, it takes time. Go and fight a chicken inside a house. Damn your chicken. You imagine being the owner and watching some guy with like a sword and shield come in and just like start chopping up your little chicken there. You'd be like, really? What's your problem, man? And you take the feathers, and I could take like the chicken breast, and I could actually cook it on a fire if I wanted to. 20 more balls of wool. Oh crap, I forgot to listen to that. I wanted to see where the what was it? You will find one on the first floor of the Lumbridge Castle. I actually don't even remember. That's the main castle where I was, right? Keep in mind, it has been goddamn years since I've played this. I remember just like chilling out with my friends. We go like cut trees down, and this is fun. This is a lot of fun, this game. This is just like one big sort of nostalgia trip. And you can go like, I kind of mentioned the religion thing, you go like pray on an altar and kind of build up that kind of thing. There's like a whole, there's just so much like depth in this, like silly things you can do. And I never really realized how sort of intense the narrative and the discussion from the NPCs is in this game. They actually have some pretty good lines. I was pleasantly surprised because I don't remember, like, you remember what you do in these games when I was, because I played this when I was extremely young, but you don't exactly remember like the story, you just kind of remember your actions and stuff. So it is kind of, I don't know, crazy to do that. This is the castle, right? Let's see, where's the spin wheel? Is that it over there, or is that like a prey thing? I don't know, I think throughout this, the performance has been like pretty top notch. Uh-oh, are we getting a disconnect? What's happening here? Oh, is it frozen? Is it letting it go? We're back in it. And this seems to be a lot more quiet of a server. I don't know, I guess it doesn't really matter. Look at all the fires going on over there. What are they fighting? Kind of weird monster thing. And you gotta like talk to the chef. Yeah, I'm supposed to be helping the chef with a sort of quest, but I'm not really doing that. You just like there's so much detail and discovery in the world. I haven't had a freeze like that prior, so I'm curious if that's something that happens a lot. And I did play this quite a bit the other night. Maybe there's just too much going on, and I have no idea. This is a free world. I can go to a members world. Yeah, there's a whole list of like worlds that you can pick from. Kind of go on whatever server you want to meet your friends and everything like that. It's kind of impressive, to be honest. Where the hell is the spinner wheel? Again, if you cut me some slack, because it has been quite a while. Is this the right castle even? Lumbridge should be the castle. Oh yeah, I can zoom in, find what I'm looking for. That might be it. Try to get back in there. Run! Although I'm almost out of stamina. I don't know. Like, you can dress up your character a lot. There's lots of different costume things going on. I don't know. It's a very fulfilling game that you can just spend countless hours on. Is that something on the ground there? Mind rune. Oh, here it is. I thought they said the. Oh, do they mean first floor as in like one floor up? Is that like a thing? And then you can just like spin that wool. Let's well, I don't want to spin them individually. Having some problems here. I do not want to learn the basics of crafting. Leave me alone. Spin a ball of wool. Whatever, we'll just spin all this. I don't give a damn. I haven't any wool. Well, that's not good. So I've got like 4 done. My inventory is kind of crowded. But yeah, you just kind of do that and you do all these quests. And it's RuneScape Classic. I think it really brings back that original style that you remember if you did play it. And if you'd like to play a piece of gaming history, I think it's really worthwhile. What the heck is with the frogs? I remember them. I don't remember, there was like a dragon thing that took me to school. I do not remember that being part of this. That was very weird to run into, to be honest. And there's so many mystical creatures and weird quests and bosses and puzzle solving, and every quest does something different. And there's a lot of quests to do, and there's a lot of music to play and weird animations. If you have friends, obviously you can sort of like work together and, you know, play that classic style. It's this RuneScape. What was there more to say? If you didn't play it back in the day, you sorely missed out on it. And I know a lot of people are probably younger and they never heard of this, but to see this running so well on a mobile device that I can sort of play anywhere is kind of almost magical. I don't know. It's hard to describe. the experience of being able to play something you remember so fondly, and having it on a touchscreen. Like, touch controls are not easy, especially for a game this complex. So the fact that they got this, what I consider so right, is pretty remarkable to me. I don't know if it's as impressive to so many others, but I don't know. It's like, you know, this is the game I used to play for countless hours and days of time. I didn't really do too much intensely because, you know, I was younger then. I didn't really care. I just had fun cutting down trees, lighting them on fire, fighting bosses, completing quests, enjoying my membership for the short amount I had. I think I had my membership towards like the end of my RuneScape times, so I didn't play it too much, but I did definitely have a membership and know of all the good old perks. 14 more before you can pay me. Oh no, I guess we're gonna have to go and shear some more sheep in good old RuneScape.